Hey, good morning, everyone. Sorry to those who are viewing in the live stream of this YouTube channel. Good morning to each and every one of you. Today, this morning, we will be having a pretty conference for 4 projects determining the quorum of the back. Let's start with our roll call. Chair is present. Engineer Edwin A. Valenzuela, Engineer Rosana T. Camacho, Engineer Nestor P. Rojas, Engineer Louis J. Tonyo, Engineer Elsie Algenan, Engineer K. Sel Masaka, and Engineer Monique C. Rabeno. Architect Monique C. Rabeno and Engineer Hilary Piston. So the back composes 100% attendance. And now declare this previous conference for the order at 10:14. So we have 4 projects scheduled for this morning. Okay, Catanduanes District Engineering Office invites you to be in these 4 projects. The scheduled pre-bid conference is today, March 5, 2024 at 10 p.m. So we have 4 projects. The first project, 24-80036, Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Access Road and/or bridges from the national roads leading to major strategic public buildings, facilities, construction of road, barangays, Batolinao-Salvacion, Baras, Catanduanes. The contract location is in Baras, Catanduanes. The scope of work is construction of 50 linear meter, 0.23 meter thick PCCP with 6.1 meter width and 25 meter slope protection. The approved budget for the contract is 4,948,760 pesos. Contract duration is 54 calendar days. License category CND. License classification is multi. And the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 5,000. So the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel are the following. Project manager, 3 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 3 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience, and 2 years of minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Construction foreman, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Okay, any changes in this figure for them? If there's none, the figure is approved for this procurement process. For the minimum major equipment requirements are the following. Dump truck, 1 unit is required. Minimum capacity per unit is 12 cubic yard. Back 2 with 8 temp breaker, 1 unit, 0.8 cubic meter minimum capacity per unit. Payloader, 1.5 cubic meter, 1 unit. 1 bagger concrete mixer, 1 unit. So the materials minimum testing equipment, DO number 11, series of 2017. The inclusion of minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the team. So, any questions regarding the posted quantities, plans, specifications, specs is in our blue book of the DPWH per item of work. So, if you have questions, you may raise your questions 10 days up to 10 days before the opening of bids. And we will be answering you to the issue of bid quality up to 7 calendar days before the opening. So the laboratory equipment required number of units in minimum capacity per unit. Strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DO number 9 series of 2012. Dated February 27, 2012 in DO number 58 series of 2012. Dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11 series of 2017. Dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid in DO number 127 series of 2018. Strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post qualification of bidders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. So, any questions for the project number 1? So, to all bidders, if you have questions, you may raise your questions at the procurement unit during weekdays from 8 to 5 up to 10 calendar days before the opening of bids. So if there's no questions, please proceed to the project number 2. Project number 2, 24880037, Basic Infrastructure Program, VIP, Multipurpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services. Construction of Multipurpose Building, Barangay Catagbacan, San Andres, Catanduanes. On-track location, Barangay Catagbacan, San Andres, Catanduanes. The scope of work is construction of single-story multipurpose building, including perimeter gate and fence. The approved budget for the contract is 4,898,760 pesos. Contract duration is 108 calendar days. License category C and D, license classification is small b, and the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 5,000. So the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel are the following. For the project manager, 3 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 3 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum of total work experience for the same position. And construction foreman, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. So the minimum major equipment requirement are the following. 1 bagger concrete mixer, 1 unit is required. Materials minimum testing equipment, DO number 11, series of 2017. Inclusion of minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. Any questions? So, to all bidders, if you have questions regarding the posted quantity, plans, specifications regarding this project, you may raise your questions to the procurement unit up to 10 calendar days before the opening. And we will be answering you to the assurance of bid quality or your questions and queries raised. So, for the laboratory equipment, required number of units, minimum capacity per unit, strictly comply with requirements prescribed under DO number 9, series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012. In DO number 58, series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11, series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid in DO number 127, series of 2018. Strict application of RA 9184 in the conduct of post qualification of bidders with the late ongoing contracts with the DPWH. Is there any sa right of way for this project? Wala tayong problema sa right of way. So, the right of way is clear for this project. Any questions? Clarification on the minimum pay personnel and equipment required for the project. So, if there's none, let's proceed to the project number 3. Contract ID number 24880038. Basic Infrastructure Program, BIP, Multipurpose Building, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multipurpose Facility, Barangay Genitligan, Baras, Catanduanes. Contract location is Barangay Genitligan, Baras, Catanduanes. The scope of work, completion of 8 by 24 by 0.8 multipurpose building, including construction of the stage. The approved budget for the contract is 4,948,760 pesos. Contract duration is C&D. License classification is small b, and the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 5,000. For the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel, the approved budget for the contract is 4,948,760 pesos. As posted, tama. So, meron po tayo dito sa presentation yung nagkaroon lang po ng mali yung sa encoding sa approved budget for the contract. Instead of 4,948,760 pesos, it must be 4,898 pesos 760 pesos. Again, 4,898,760 pesos. So, as posted, tama po yung posted na quantity. Dito po sa presentation, dito nakamali lang po tayo. Doon po sa mga bidders, take note for the sa correction dito sa slide. So, hindi po kami magkakaroon ng bid bulletin for the changes in approved ABC since the corrected ABC is the corrected one that are posted in the website. For the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel are the following. Project manager, 3 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and minimum years of total work experience for the same position is 3 years. Project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Construction foreman, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. For the minimum major equipment requirement are the following. 1 bagger concrete mixer, 1 unit is required. Backhook is 1 unit is required. The minimum capacity per unit is 0.8 cubic meter. Materials minimum testing equipment, DO number 11, series of 2017. Inclusion of minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid. So if you have questions regarding the posted quantities, below quantities, plans, and specifications, you may raise your questions at the procurement unit during weekdays from 8 to 5 p.m. For the laboratory equipment, required number of units and minimum capacity per unit, strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DO number 9, series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012, and DO number 58, series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirements prescribed under DO number 11, series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bid in DO number 127, series of 2018. Strict application of RA 9184 in Manila for post-qualification of leaders with delayed ongoing contracts with the DPWH. So, if you have questions regarding this project, you may raise your questions at the procurement unit up to 10 calendar days before opening of bids, and we will be answering you through the issuance of the 7 days, maximum of 7 days before the opening bids. Any questions for the project number 3? So if there's none, let's proceed to the last project. Last project, 2388017. Flood mitigation structure, protecting public infrastructures, facilities, construction of Tilod, river control, phase 2, Barangay Tilod, Baras, Catanduanes. Contract location is Baras, Catanduanes. The scope of work is construction of 144 linear meter, river control with steel sheet piles. The approved budget for the contract is 24,123,960 pesos. Contract duration is 180 calendar days. License category CND. License classification is small D. And the cost of bidding documents is amounting to 25,000. Okay, correct ba lahat? Okay, the minimum work experience requirement for the key personnel are the following. Project manager, 3 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position. 3 years for a minimum years of total work experience for the same position. For the project engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Materials engineer, 2 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. Construction foreman, 4 years of minimum years of similar experience for the same position, and 2 years for the minimum years of total work experience for the same position. The minimum major equipment requirement are the following. Dump truck, 1 unit is required. 12 cubic yard is the minimum capacity per unit. Backhoe, 1 unit is required. 0.8 cubic meter minimum capacity per unit. Cargo truck, 1 unit is required, 9 to 10 metric tons on capacity. Vibro hammer, 1 unit is required. 1 body mixer, concrete mixer, 1 unit is required. Okay, any questions regarding this posted equipment, verification or changes for this project? So there's no changes in the equipment requirements for this project. The materials minimum testing equipment, DEO number 11, series of 2017, inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bill. So to all leaders, if you have questions regarding to the posted bill of quantities, plans and specifications, you may raise your questions at the procurement unit up to 10 calendar days before the opening date. For the laboratory equipment and required number of units, minimum capacity per unit, strictly comply the requirements prescribed under DEO number 9, series of 2012, dated February 27, 2012, and DEO number 58, series of 2012, dated August 12, 2012. Also to include the requirement prescribed under DEO number 11, series of 2017, dated January 24, 2017. Inclusion of the minimum materials testing equipment in the technical component of the bill in DEO number 127, series of 2018, strict application of RA number 184 in the conduct of post-qualification of leaders, will delay ongoing contracts with the DPWH. So if you have questions regarding these 4 projects, you may raise your questions up to 10 calendar days before the opening of bids for the procurement unit, and the back will answer you for the issuance of the quality. All leaders po, don't alter the posted bill of quantities, just supply the unit cost and total cost per item. Any changes that are on the bill of quantities will be subjected to failure on the evaluation of bids. You will not be subjected to post-qualification on that project. A contractors, applicants who wish to participate in this bidding are encouraged to enroll in the DPWH Civil Works Application CWA at the DPWH Procurement Service, 5th floor, DPWH Building, Bonifacio Drive, Port Area, Manila, while those already enrolled shall keep their records current and updated. The contractor's eligibility to bid on the project will be determined using the DPWH contractor profile eligibility process, CPEC, in subject to further post-qualification. Information on registration can be obtained from the procurement service during weekdays from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. or at the DPWH website www.dpwh.gov.ph. Bidding will be conducted through open competitive bidding procedures using non-discretionary passive bid criterion as specified in the 2016 Revised Implementing Rules and Regulations (IRR) of the Republic Act 9184, RA 9184, other known as the Government Procurement Reform Act. The contract shall be awarded to the lowest calculated responsive bidder, LCRB, who was determined as such during post-qualification. Interested bidders may obtain the further information from the DPWH Catanduanes DEO Procurement Unit Office and inspect the bidding documents at San Isidro Village, Catanduanes during weekdays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. A complete set of bidding documents may be acquired by interested bidders on February 23, 2024 up to March 19, 2024. It may also be downloaded free of charge from the website of the Philippine Government Electronic Procurement System, PGEPS, www.pgeps.gov.ph, and the website of the procuring entity, www.dpwh.gov.ph, provided that bidders shall pay the applicable fee for the bidding documents not later than the submission of their bids. Bid submission may be done manually or electronically online. However, bidders should only select one mode of submission, either manual or electronic. Similar to manual submission, the guidelines for the preparation of and submission of electronic bid are contained in the PDS. The instructions for the electronic submission are contained in the PDS. Bids must be duly received by the Back Secretariat at DPWH Catanduanes District Engineering Office, San Isidro Village, Catanduanes, for manual submission, or at electronic bids_Catanduanes at dpwh.gov.ph for electronic submission on or before March 19, 2024 until 10 a.m. only. All bids must be accompanied by bid security in any of the acceptable forms and in the amount stated in ITB Clause 15. Bid opening shall be on March 19, 2024 at 10 a.m. at Back Office, DPWH Catanduanes District Engineering Office, San Isidro Village, Catanduanes. Bids will be open in the presence of the bidder's representative who choose to attend at the address above. Late bids shall not be accepted. Okay, any questions? Clarification, additional information from the back. So the YouTube channel of this procurement unit is the DPWH Catanduanes DEO Procurement Livestream. So there's no questions. Pre-bid conference adjourned at 10:41.